Good morning. Are you stuck with high cholesterol and are you stuck on statins? Um, Look, for those of you guys who've got high cholesterol or if you're stuck on statins, this video is for you guys. I'm going to be sharing Jo's testimonial this morning with you of how we broke through her high cholesterol reading. She had a very high cholesterol reading and we smashed it in the space of about a month. Okay, using partly the 11-day super cleanse, which was extremely important for Jo with her circumstances. So I actually been to give you a bit of the background. I've been working with Jo on and off for a number of years, and last year she got in touch and said, "Hey, look, got some health issues I need to work on, and I'm thinking about doing the liver cleanse, which we've renamed this the 11-day super cleanse." And so I said, "Yeah, come on, you've got to get on it. Let's do it." And she sort of had these other things going on. It wasn't really quite the right time to jump on the liver cleanse. And then she came back this year. I said, "We're doing our liver cleanse in February. You need to get started. We're not going to be running this again for a while." And she said, "Oh, I've got something coming up." And I said, "Look, you've just got to get on there and do this if you want to get on top of this high cholesterol. You've got to adjust your start date so that it can fit in with your social events, and we'll make this happen." And she said, "Okay, right, let's get on it. Let's get stuck in." So she started early. And what we had been talking to her about was the fact that how viruses, a high-fat diet, and the liver not working can create these problems. So she had been chipping away over the last year or so, just reducing certain viral foods in her diet. But she still couldn't get the cholesterol down. Everything else was starting to work really, really well, but the cholesterol still wouldn't come down. So her cholesterol was at a level of 9. So it was quite a significant reading. It needs to be under 5 to be in that healthy zone. So her doctor said, "Okay, right, here goes some medications. You might have to take some medications for a while. And if you can get your cholesterol down, you can actually get off these medications." So I'll read you a little bit about the conversation that we actually had. And she said, "Hey, this is what she messaged yesterday. I had a reading of 9. I've finished the 11-day liver cleanse. I've just gone and got my cholesterol results back from the doctor. And the doctor has said, 'Hey, Jo, wow, cholesterol 4.2, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Well done, Jo. Thanks, Dr. Fiona.'" And I said, "Hey, that is amazing. When did you start?" She said, "A month ago." So her cholesterol reading was 9 a month ago. The doctor said it would take her around about 3 months to get that cholesterol down. And I said, "It sounds like your doctor's really impressed." And she said, "Yeah, I think so." And she said, "Dairy is definitely my enemy." And she also, something that we did with Jo is that I recommended she get a hair test result as part of her testing. And through that hair test result, she was able to identify some things like toxic heavy metals, so maybe some adrenal issues going on, and also some viruses and things like that, and some food sensitivities. So she cut out her dairy as part of the 11-day super cleanse as well. And she says here, "So for a month, I took your advice after being put on blood pressure medications because of high blood pressure at the GP. I don't take them as I actually don't have high blood pressure. I did start with a statin on the proviso that when I got this down, I would stop. I did hair test, eliminated the causing food allergens, mainly dairy, and did the cleanse and tested 1 month after getting a 9 result of cholesterol to 4, and she got it down to 4.2. Her blood pressure is generally 118/74. So she did an amazing job to get that down very, very quickly. She said, "I told my doctor this morning I'd done all the holistic health approach and had my hair tested, etc." You can see by her text she was absolutely shocked. And she also lost 4 kilos on the 11-day super cleanse as well, but that's a different story. So what's going on with your cholesterol, and how do we actually look at focusing on what was our direction? How do we approach it? Well, what you've got to understand when you've got a high cholesterol reading is that your liver is not working very well. And your liver may not work very well because there's a lot of stress going on, or maybe there's a hormonal change in the body, like going through menopause, for example, and that can place a little bit of extra strain on the body. Maybe viruses and maybe toxins like pesticides and herbicides or toxic heavy metals. When your liver's working really well, it creates the good cholesterol, which keeps the bad cholesterol levels down. So when the liver's not working properly, sometimes some toxins and fats and things like that can actually leave the liver and get dumped into the bloodstream, and they can become like free radicals. And they can get a little bit sticky in there as well. And your cholesterol readings can actually go up quite high. So what we've got to do here is we've got to focus on reducing the burden on the liver. And that means understanding where the stress is coming from in the lifestyle. That's why I sent Jo for a hair test, because I wanted to find out what was going on in her environment. A cholesterol reading on its own does not give you the answers that you need on their own to identify what's going on. If she had stuck with that route only, she would have just been put on medication, and then she would have stayed on medication because she couldn't get the cholesterol down. I'm really lucky that me and Jo have got a good rapport, and because we've worked with each other for such a long time, she trusted what I was saying. She understood what I was saying. It made sense to her. She had had great results with me in the past, and now this was the next step for her. Okay? So when we put somebody on the 11-day super cleanse like Jo, what we're doing is we are really unburdening the liver step by step, and we are allowing the liver to take a rest and release a lot of these toxins out of itself and get rid of them in the body. And we are restoring hormonal balance, and we are restoring the immune system. So if there's any viruses in the body that are creating this liver burden that can be leading to a problem like high cholesterol, we can get on top of that too. Because toxins and these viruses will impact the liver. Okay? And that's what you've got to understand. Now, the interesting thing here is that we went on a low-fat diet to get rid of this high cholesterol as well. There's a lot of talk about going on high-fat diets and doing the keto diet and all this kind of stuff. I can tell you that it's the last thing you want to do if you want long-term health results. Jo was allowed to have as much fruits and vegetables as she pleased on this program, and her cholesterol came down. There's a big misconception about fruit being a real problem. If you have too much fruit, that is not true. Jo was able to have as much fruit as what she wanted, and her cholesterol came down. Her cholesterol wouldn't have come down if fruit was the problem. Okay? So what you can see here is that we've got this alternative point of view. There's an alternative way forward for you if you're dealing with high cholesterol or if you're living on medications. But you've just got to break free of the mainstream health advice sometimes, okay? I am all for taking medications in an emergency situation. We are all for using medical testing and all for getting an accurate diagnosis from your doctor. That's an important piece of the puzzle. But what we don't need sometimes, we don't necessarily need to have their method of recovery, because normally medication is the only way forward. Okay, often they don't talking about the whole holistic approach, and it's because the medical system is not set up to coach people through a lifestyle change. And that came from a doctor that I know. Okay, a doctor told me that herself. Okay, all right. So that's what you need to focus on, guys. More fruits and vegetables, lots of water, bring your stress down, identify where the root cause of the stress is coming from, and then we can start to heal the liver. If you would like to get in touch with me directly, please comment below or send me a private message, and we can look at teeing you up a 45-minute consultation. We offer our first consultation at half price. Make sure you get in soon, because we do get full very quickly, and look forward to helping more people like Jo out there have these breakthroughs, become medication free where we can, and really unlock the way forward for these long-term sustainable health results. Thanks very much for tuning in, guys, and watching this video, and I wish you all the best in your journey.